October 24th, 2023. How's it going, guys? Well, I got another video for you. And what are we going to talk about? Kansas City. We're going to talk about Independence, Missouri. We're going to talk about crime, drugs, a little bit of everything. So, I hadn't done a video for a couple days on what was going on around here. I always try to, let it slide a little while and just see where all of it goes. If it gets better, it gets worse. But we're going to start with what happened over the weekend. And, there's a lot more things going on out there in the world. And tensions are a little bit higher. But went to Worlds of Fun, the Halloween haunt. And we left early. Saturday, we left early. Didn't want to get into another psychotic thing. And guess what? Yeah, we still got into a psychotic thing, okay. No doubt here in Kansas City. And we're going to talk about that. So we left out here, it was probably close to about 4. And I thought, well, that would be plenty of time to get up there and get into the parking lot and, for the Halloween haunt stuff, and probably would have no problem. Well, 435 was empty, which that was a great thing. Got up to the booth up there at World's Fun, and all of a sudden the vehicles were moving. And off in the distance, there was a fire truck setting off, and it looked like kind of like an ambulance, or maybe it was like a paramedic truck or whatever over there. And ended up sitting there, I would say probably a good another 25 to 30 minutes before we got actually completely through the turn gate to get into the parking lot. So time's ticking, tick, 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 tick. And, since all this stuff over in the Middle East is going on, things are a lot higher, and the tensions are, and a lot of different things going on here, even in Kansas City. A lot of new faces, lots and lots of people. Lots more people have come into Kansas City. We want to let everybody know that. I've seen many, many out-of-state tags, more than I've ever seen before here. But not just I'm not talking about just up at Worlds of Fun. I'm talking about all over the area here when I drive around. Today I seen, I don't know, probably 50 different tags from different states. That's very unusual, that many from all over and stuff. But getting on with this, we had a couple things happen up there at Worlds of Fun too I want to talk about. So we had to stand there, and I guess they don't open it, until 6. I guess they don't let nobody else through. I don't know when they cut it off to where people in the daytime can't go in and through. But that wasn't the big deal. We stood there and waited in the line. It was about a mile long line. It was about a mile long line. Went through security, everything, and no big deal, any of that or anything. And I'm also going to talk about their security, because something was breached. A couple things were breached. But we're going to get on with that in a minute. But get up in front after you go through security, and people were just bunching in. Most of the time here, people are fairly, polite. They don't cut. But there are some here that do. And boy, I tell you, and when they do, it's a mess. Now, we had some cut in front of us. There was 5, I believe there was 5 Latino gals, and one, I would say it was probably a Muslim. And the only reason I found this out, because my black friend that lives out west out there, was telling me about like the shawls that they put around their head, kind of like. I can't pronounce it. I'm not even going to try. But they were very rude. And then there was also 2 guys that was also with them. back behind them. Now, they'd already cut in front of us, so I thought, okay, wow. But, you know, you can't let everybody in the whole world in front of you. I mean, everybody keeps going and going. So then I had a biker gal behind me. I mean, it was an old biker gal, and she was pissed. She was mad, and she kept pushing up against me and my son, and the crowd kept pushing more and more. And finally, I mean, it was to the point where I got pretty much shoved. I put my arm out. I said, "No, wait a minute." I said, "Nobody else is going to cut. Nobody. That's it." Well, she goes off on the ones in front. She was pissed at the ones in front because she's seen them. These people went in front of us. And there was no security at that time around. Later on, afterwards, it's just like anything here in Kansas City. You know, whether it's police, security, or whatever, then they come along. But before that, like I say that, and I said, we're standing right here, okay? So finally, they told her that she could get in front of them. And after that, she didn't, but I don't know where she went. She disappeared somewhere in the crowd. So it made me think, were they trying to get something going? I mean, you know, tensions were high over the weekend anyway. So was it something else to a ploy to try to get a whole crowd fighting or something? Don't know. But then we're going to go on a little bit more here. So we finally get it through, and we go down. We're going to go down to the Corn Stalkers. Got in the wrong line, and the other one's at a Pumpkin. Because last time we went to it, they didn't have hardly nobody in their, you know, characters in it. But actually, we went through it first, and it was excellent. Yeah, they had a lot more people. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad we did get in that one first, and then we went on down to the Corn Stalkers. But this is the breach. And there ain't no way anything breaches through Worlds of Fun. I mean, I worked there for 10 weeks. If it breaches, they let them breach it. Now, there was a black guy. It had a backpack. And we were standing. They could even go back and look at this on their computers and stuff, because I'm sure they hold it for so many days. And this was on Saturday night. Now, this was something that was weird, okay? This black guy comes down, and he's got a big, huge backpack on his back. He's got a big boombox in the side of it. And he's playing some real hardcore black stuff. I mean, like with the N-word over and over and over on the hip-hop. And it's shaking everything. And I thought, well, you know, that's kind of strange. But they could also look at this guy, too, because he had to reach down and turn his tennis shoes on, too. His tennis shoes lit up. So I'm sure they couldn't miss this on their video, on the security deal. So how did this guy get a backpack through? Well, that's a good question, because I also seen a guy when we were going through, and this wasn't like a guy that had a kid or, you know, needed some assistance or something. This was just one young guy, mid-20s to early 30s. Some way he was getting another backpack through. Now, I don't wonder how they're doing that. Maybe they're not checking everything. I don't know. But this guy was a black guy. But anyway, I don't know, this one guy, white guy or something, when we were up there, when we were waiting through security, said something about, I don't know, some kind of security code 2 or something, he said. So I don't know. I don't know if it was somebody that worked there and they could get their backpacks through. And that's what made me wonder about the black guy. Because but I mean, playing the hip hop, this was old hip hop where it had the N, it just kept repeating it over and over in the song. And I said, oh, that's great. Because we'd already been through up there waiting up in front and had the biker gal with other Latins and Muslim in front of us and cut in front of us. Very, very weird. But then on top of that, it wasn't more than a few minutes later, here comes another one. And this time, this one had something kind of like a Walmart sack. But it was just a little tiny boom box. Now, it was playing just regular music, which, you know, no big deal. But the other one, there was a lot of little kids there. And for it to be going in, constantly with the N-word as this guy was going along with his lit up tennis shoes. I wanted to let everybody know about that, about Kansas City here. Not good, guys. Not cool. Not cool at all. So I wanted to get that out there. I got 2 more videos coming. One here about Kansas City and independence. It's going to be coming out here shortly. And I was going to talk about something that was said at the zoo today, too. And it just amazes me about some of the things here in Kansas City. One other thing, I think I'll just go ahead and talk about that real quick now. You know, the thing of it is, you know, Kansas City likes to control everything. Don't matter if it's corporation, businesses, whatever, on lots of deals. They don't like competition in here because they want to control it all. But okay, this is why I'm talking about this real quick. So I'm at the zoo. Here are a couple people talking at the zoo. Okay, and they're talking about, now I don't get into sports that much. I like the sports that challenge yourself, like if you're hiking up a trail or climbing up a mountainside or doing something. I'm not into really football, baseball. I mean, back with the Royals way back, I watched the Royals some, but I football, nah, I don't care about that. I mean, I don't follow it at all. But today, something was brought up. And it just makes me think how backward here Kansas City still is. Because there was a young gal talking to this older guy at the zoo. And they were talking about Taylor Swift. And I don't even know which guy that she's dating or going to marry or whatever the deal is. But the thing of it is, they were talking about, the younger gal was concerned that it was going to pull stuff away from the Chiefs, like, you know, her bunch of people that were coming in here. Now, you know, guys, I mean, you know, I've been across the whole United States. And what bothers me about Kansas City is, why do they want to control everything in Kansas City? And then the people feel that way. It's like they don't want nobody else in here or to get better or to have other different companies or different things. No, because they want to control it all. There's only, you know, and that's crazy. I mean, there's big corporations like here. I mean, you know, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but I don't know, but I guess Taylor Swift's a bunch, like the people she was bringing in here, it was going to take away from the Chiefs part or whatever. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs have been around here for a long, long time, even before this gal was born. I'm sure nothing's going to take anything away from the Chiefs. And the older guy said, well, he didn't. The older guy said, well, he didn't really think it was, you know, going to do that or anything like that or anything. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, people have this deal where, you know, but without any other competition or other businesses or things coming in here, that's why Kansas City stays stagnant. That's why it's just like it is. And you're only certain millionaires here that put money in their pocket. And they keep making that money. It don't matter what. And they, you know, and they don't want the other business. They don't want other businesses in. They don't want stuff like that. You know, you get stuff on the deal here where they talk. I was just looking day before last, they were saying on the technology deal. Well, yeah, on some of that, but some of the other stuff for the just basic businesses or construct. I mean, they, you know, like J.E. Dunn, they're a big corporation. Hallmark is a big corporation. I mean, all these are multi-billionaires, okay, out there, okay? And they're worrying about if some other bunch is going to come in and take over here. That's crazy. I mean, like I say, I've been out west. You go out west, you know, you go out to Phoenix, you go out to LA, California, you go out, they don't worry about all that. There's so many people out there, you know, and they get along. But what's the deal here in Kansas City? I don't know. All I know is about money. They want to make sure that, you know, they get their cut no matter what. Anyway, guys, just another video. And we got more coming about the crime, trash, and everything in Kansas City and in Independence, Missouri. Have a good one.